Okay, today we're asking ourselves a question. Can a company reshape the economy of an entire country?
Drugs used for weight loss like Ozempic and Wegovy have soared in popularity.
Ozempic and its sister drug Wegovy, which is approved for weight loss.
Very popular diabetes and weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy.
And this is the tale of the tremendous success of a Danish pharmaceutical company and the significant impact it has had on its nation. But we'll also explore the growth potential it still holds. We're talking about NovoNordisk, already responsible for producing about half of the global insulin supply. But recent months it has come under the spotlight for developing a somewhat miraculous drug. Let's talk about Ozempic. Initially designed to treat type 2 diabetes, but quickly revealed to be a huge success due to a small but impactful side effect: rapid weight loss. According to WHO data, more than 1 million people worldwide are obese. The United Nations report that 1 in 3 children are overweight in Europe, while CDC show that about 40% of American adults are obese, over 150 million people. The estimated annual medical cost of obesity in the United States alone was nearly $173 billion in 2019 dollars. The discovery that Ozempic would generally be a drug to combat obesity has made it one of the most sought-after medications. Nevertheless, it has also made its way into American showbiz circles, where several Hollywood stars have publicly endorsed its use. And when a prominent figure like Elon Musk openly announced a use of a drug, the company producer naturally gains popularity. In just a few months, the pharmaceutical company NovoNordisk has reached a market cap of 400 billion euros, surpassing even the European luxury giant LVMH, which includes fashion icons like Christian Dior, Bulgari, Fendi and Louis Vuitton. And yet, the NovoNordisk stock eluded several analysts and investors who failed to grasp the enormous potential of its products. In the first 6 months of 2023, sales of Ozempic and Wegovy rose by 58% and 363% respectively. This created a demand shock and a staggering increase in the company's value. According to analysts, the company should continue to grow steadily with a median growth of around 10%. The market could be worth more than $300 billion, and NovoNordisk for now seems to have no competitors. But how did we get to this point? NovoNordisk, since its foundation has been specialized in diabetes care and the production of semaglutide, a molecule developed by the company for the treatment of type 2 diabetes in various clinical trials. But an important side effect was noticed during the tests: weight loss. The commercialization of Ozempic began in 2012, and in 2017 it received approval for subcutaneous administration by the Food and Drug Administration. In 2018 it obtained the European Medicines Agency approval. Ozempic is used to treat type 2 diabetes and prevent major cardiovascular problems in certain patients, while Wegovy is used for weight loss and long-term weight management. They are both injected but come in different strengths. In particular, Wegovy is the drug dedicated to the weight loss market. It works by mimicking natural intestinal hormone GLP-1. It affects the intestine, the brain and other organs to make us feel fuller, reduce appetite and decrease cravings. But the boom of this drug was also came because of COVID. Obesity could triple the risk of hospitalization from contracting COVID. The fear of being hospitalized due to obesity and COVID has driven the demand for Ozempic, which began to rise drastically in 2020. Semaglutide was prescribed to over 1 million US patients in 2020, and by 2022 the number jumped to about 2 million. As mentioned, no one expected all of this. Analysts and investors arrived late. For insiders, there has never been any performance close to that of NovoNordisk, and even CEO Jorgensen agreed that no one, not even them, expected such success. NovoNordisk business has grown to the point that in less than a year, the value of shares has increased by over 80%. To give you an idea, the company's valuation has surpassed the entire gross domestic product of Denmark, which is approximately $370 billion in the first half of 2023. Denmark is certainly not one of the largest economies in the world, but it houses globally influential companies. We're talking about the naval giant Maersk, the second largest ship owner in the world after MSC. We're talking about Lego, one of the biggest players in the toy industry, and we are talking about one of the most famous jewelry companies globally, Pandora, which in terms of sales ranks just below Cartier and Tiffany. In short, there are several examples of great companies within Denmark, making NovoNordisk Ancient even more significant. According to the Danish Statistical Agency, the causes of Denmark's economic growth in 2022 were practically attributable only to the pharmaceutical sector. In the first 3 months of 2023, the Danish economy grew by 1.9% compared to the same period in the previous year, with 1.7% just due to the pharmaceutical sector. The situation has become so surreal that to avoid misleading representations and provide a more realistic idea of the country economy situation, Danish authorities are considering the possibility of publishing a series of economic statistics that separate the NovoNordisk result from other productive activities. It's somewhat similar to what is done with inflation, food prices and energy prices, which are notoriously more volatile than other goods. The business of the pharmaceutical giant has such a weight on the economy that even the monetary balances between Denmark and the Eurozone have been affected. Selling in the US, in fact, led the company to convert a considerable amount of dollars into Danish crowns. This need caused a sharp increase in the demand for the local currency, and consequently the value of the Danish krone increased significantly. This way, the Danish krone appreciated even in relation to other currencies, like the euro. We know that Denmark, despite being part of the European Union, has chosen to maintain its own currency. However, the agreement between Denmark and the European Union stipulates that an exchange rate between the two currencies that cannot vary by more than 2.2%. But with such a strong demand for Danish crowns, there was a risk that this could increase, generating imbalances with the euro. For this reason, in recent months, the Danish Central Bank has taken some measures in this regard. For example, it has continued to increase interest rates to combat inflation, but at a slower pace than those set by the European Central Bank. In essence, Denmark has decided to make itself less attractive from an investment perspective, with investors preferring to allocate their money to financial securities in the euro area, where their interest rates are higher and returns greater. This way, there will be a higher demand for euros. This helps us realize how even a single large company can have such large significant impact on the local economy. Just think about the mortgage market. As we have seen, NovoNordisk's influence on the Danish economy is so substantial that it forces the Danish Central Bank to keep interest rates lower compared to the European economies. Low interest rates directly affect the mortgage market, making it easier to access loans at lower interest rates, and promoting real estate transactions and the overall health of the economy. However, not everything is as good as it seems. Due to its massive influence, some economists even fear that Denmark might become too dependent on the success of NovoNordisk, neglecting the development of other potentially crucial industries. Something that happened in the past, as in Finland with Nokia, an iconic market leader in mobile phone production in the 2000s, but significantly reduced since then. This had a quite negative impact on the Finnish economy, which had to adapt to a decline in revenues. However, currently, NovoNordisk's impact on the Danish economy is largely positive. Its activities create jobs and attract investors from around the world. And what about future growth? Most analysts see a positive outlook for this company, which operates in one of the wealthiest markets globally. Remember, this drug must be taken consistently to see long-term weight loss effect. As soon as someone stops taking the drug, their body fat and former appetite tend to return. This too, as we can imagine, has important financial implications. A new NovoNordisk customer becomes a customer forever if they want to maintain results. However, one aspect that struck me the most is how, unlike many rapidly growing multinational companies, NovoNordisk has firmly remained in Denmark. Notably, it has become the country's top taxpayer, expressing its commitment not to use tax havens to elude taxes, but rather to contribute to Danish public finances. What stands out in this story is how just one healthy company can impact the lives of an entire country, nearly 6 million people. Now we have to ask ourselves how much more a company that is revolutionizing the weight loss sector this much can grow. I'd love to hear your opinion in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.